purpose of this video is to help give you some insight into a valuable piece of curriculum that's going to be occurring on Friday during the lunch hour. Half of the teams are going to be going to lunch, the other half are going to be going to a presentation. And during this presentation, the piece of curriculum is really going to be personal stories that are shared by some Sigma Chi's and also some other individuals that are going to talk about friendship, they're going to talk about brotherhood, and the difference between that relationship and how brotherhood allows us to help sharpen our brothers. It gives us the opportunity to help them improve their lives, maybe make some change, and in that process, they're able to leave a better legacy behind, one that they probably didn't even imagine from the beginning. The topics that are really included in this presentation can be very challenging to handle as an undergraduate. There are going to be topics such as alcoholism, addiction, drugs, possibly death. And for some undergraduates, they really treat that as a scare tactic in a way that they think that we're trying to influence their behavior. So one of the things that we want to do, the challenge here, is how you take this valuable, powerful story and take it back to your undergraduate discussion group. Often the first question that you ask after that lunch hour is, did you like the presentation? And it's a very short question. It's often answered with a yes or a no. And then people turn back to their books, or they want to talk about their best party planning or whatever they're planning on doing next when they get back to school. So what we want to do is give you some tools that will allow you to have a better discussion with your chapter group or with your discussion group that will allow you to really pull out this material and have a very valuable conversation. So really, you want to ask some open-ended questions. You want to talk about what was your overall impression of the discussion. You want to talk about what were the most challenging issues that you identified. What was the point of change in their life that led them to accomplish these great things or recover from the situation that they were in? What did you notice about the relationship with the people around them that gave them this opportunity? And really, so that's really the what in this scenario. We want to talk about the so what next, which is that some undergraduates may try and dismiss some of these stories as either a scare tactic, or they may disagree with some of the facts of a story. Maybe they know something about the individual that was on stage, and so they may try and dismiss that entire personal story because they simply don't identify with that individual on one area. So as a facilitator, it's important that you can help them identify these as simply an example story that a valuable lesson can be pulled out of. And there's really no need to dispute any of the facts in these stories because for the people that live them, they are very real. So the now what that we take from all of this, after we let that discussion really go, explore those topics as you feel that you need to, but know that the now what is how you're going to bring that discussion group back to what's really important. And we want to challenge them to identify that brotherhood allows us the special ability to hold each other to a higher standard. We want to ask them what types of resources they have to do that. And that can be, their chapter mates around them. It could be university personnel. It could be their chapter advisors. It could be the ritual. And looking within that, you want to identify and help them see that only through accountability or through personal credibility, they are given the ability to, excuse me, through credibility, it gives them the ability to hold another person accountable. And so by living by our values, the chapter allows for that forum in which we can change people's lives and really allow them to live a better legacy. So really with these ideas, thinking about some of your own personal examples in your life about when people have held you accountable, you can really influence this discussion and make it a valuable piece of curriculum. And we really hope that you can do that. So good luck. So the so what about this piece of curriculum is that some undergraduates may not identify with these incredible stories, both positive and negative. Some people are just simply going to consider them legend. And so what's important is that you as a facilitator take some personal notes and think about you in your own life, about some times that maybe you were held accountable. Pose a question to the group about maybe some time when a brother or a family member or a friend pushed you to do something that you didn't really want to do. Maybe you weren't studying, maybe you weren't practicing an instrument, And really, when somebody held you accountable based on your relationship with them, what were you able to accomplish in your life, and what legend did that leave? For myself, my parents pushed me to take piano lessons when I was a kid, and I really hated practicing. But I realized that after 8 years of piano lessons, I really did enjoy it, and I missed playing it when I stopped. So for me, I was held accountable to practice and get better at something, even though I really didn't realize what the end result was going to be. Then now what we want to talk about, once we've shared some personal stories, identified Brotherhood as a forum for holding people accountable, is that we want to push them to take it back to their chapter. Identify people that are around them that they can hold accountable based on their relationship and their own personal credibility, and realize that the chapter is an excellent forum to do this. We have the principles and the virtues of our ritual, which can allow them to push people, and you really have the friends and brothers, the university, the community around you that can really help you change people's lives. And that's really the takeaway. One of the things that undergraduates might find most prevalent about this presentation is the name Betty Ford. And there will be individuals participating in the presentation telling stories about alcohol and drugs and their rehab treatment. And really the point is not that everyone should go to Betty Ford, or that undergraduates should think that we're trying to treat the amount of alcohol that they may consume in their own chapter. But really the point is that regardless of the story and regardless of the individual, there are other resources that our fraternity has access to that can help them help the people around them. So there are resources within their university, there are resources at the there are resources at the fraternity level, and there are bigger things such as Betty Ford, and where people can help you affect each other's lives.